Today I want to talk about food deserts. What is a food desert? A food desert is basically an area that doesn't have many grocery stores. Basically no supermarkets or grocery stores within a mile. Here's a map that I pulled up. All these dark colored ones are ones where cities where there's not a grocery store nearby. Now many grocery stores have long left, and a lot of these have very predictable reasons. For example, in East St. Louis, it says in 2023 they lost a Save-A-Lot grocery store. But if we look at East St. Louis's population, it's been declining since around 1960. So this is pretty self-explanatory. The population is leaving, so the grocery stores are leaving also. But some of them are a little bit more puzzling. So Walmart closed 269 grocery stores, one in Las Vegas. Now the one that closed in Las Vegas is more in the rough, low-income part of town, the northeast area. What I want to focus on today are the areas where there were grocery stores and Walmarts that closed recently. Now, I did read some articles on food deserts. What are food deserts and what you need to know? Food deserts are communities that have poor access to healthy, affordable foods. They're located in concentrated low-income and historically marginalized areas of the U.S. Now, the causes seem a little bit puzzling to me. It says public policy and economic practices that have embedded systemic racism often play a role. So this here seems like a little bit of hot air to me. This does seem to have some useful facts in here. Poor access to transportation. But this article does have some information that seems to be like a whole lot of hot air to me that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Corporations will go around the world trying to make money. If they're able to make money in these areas, they will do so. Every dollar of profit looks the same to a corporation. It doesn't matter who it comes from. Now here is one thing that is causing companies to leave, but this is just one example. There's several other factors. Surging retail theft could force Walmart to close stores and raise prices, CEO says. Now, many grocery stores and Walmarts have left high crime areas while dollar stores, pawn shops, and liquor stores thrive. Why do these businesses thrive while large format stores like Walmart and grocery stores fail? And the first, usually from what I've seen that comes first, it's usually the grocery stores that go first. Then Walmart usually comes later. The question is why? That's what I'm going to try to figure out. Why is it that large format stores such as Walmart, Target, and grocery stores can survive in other parts of the city, but in the higher crime, lower income areas, they fail?
This is the place to be. Once you find something that you love and treat you with respect.
But today, the 58-year-old worries dollar stores are now threatening this local staple.
It was be a store to help the community, but it's taken from the community.
At the start of 2022, dollar stores together operated more than 34,000 stores nationwide. That's more than McDonald's, Walmart, Target, and Starbucks combined. Right here in Toledo, Ohio, when it comes to dollar stores, there are one, here's another, two, and here's another one, number three.
Altogether, over 35. In March, advocacy group the Institute for Local Self-Reliance published a study on the impact of dollar stores on predominantly rural, low-income, Black, and Latino neighborhoods. Its findings?
When they come into a community, they tend to just pull just enough of the sales away from that grocery store.
Some of the potential causes that I see, the reasons that come to mind, lower sales. So these stores are in lower income areas typically, and the people that live in these areas make less money, so there's less disposable income, so they're likely to spend less money at the store. Also, as a result of having less money, there's lack of mobility. So many of these people may not have cars, so that means fewer trips to the store or none at all, and so the sales are less frequent and they're lower than, let's say, some of the higher income areas. Also, higher shrinkage. That's theft, either internal or external. These areas have higher theft. The stores have weaker sales to begin with, and then when you factor that the theft goes up, it makes these stores probably break even or unprofitable. If we look at this Capital One shopping research article, this is retail sales revenue lost to theft. External theft, that's basically shoplifters, is 37%. Internal theft, that's workers and people that work there typically, 28.5%. So the internal theft is fairly large, and I think people overlook that. Also, the competition from dollar stores is hurting grocery stores and supercenters. For example, at a Dollar Tree or Dollar General, items can be bought for I think it's $1.25 now for most items. $1.25 is still cheaper and more affordable for many people than a typical grocery store. It may not cost less per ounce, but it's more affordable. Another problem that grocery stores and supercenters like Walmart and Target have, they have a higher risk of shoplifting. According to this Capital One article, the highest risk is a $100 to $124 item. And as it goes below $49, you can see the rate is much lower. So at a grocery store, probably the meats and the more expensive items would be more likely to be stolen.
Meat decks. These are just birthday presents. You have no right to look in them. We're gonna leave now.
Than the cheaper items. And I think that makes the shoplifting rates really high for these companies. Another reason why I think dollar stores are doing better with shoplifting than the big stores like Walmart and grocery stores is a lot of the items are a lower selling price. If you look at Walmart and the grocery stores, a lot of the shampoos and toothpaste, a lot of these shampoos are, $5, $6. The toothpaste are $4 or $5. The high price of the items encourages the retail shoplifter resale business. For example, I don't believe you'll find Pantene at a Dollar Tree or Dollar General. You can readily find these products sold underpriced, most likely stolen on OfferUp and eBay. Now, if we actually buy it directly from Walmart, 2 tubes cost $12. So going back to OfferUp, $10 versus $24 for the same thing roughly. So obviously this is not a business model that would make sense unless you're getting the stuff for free, which means shoplifting. And we can see here, there's numerous items from the same seller. You can look probably any city on OfferUp. I believe eBay also has this issue. Here's Dawn Power Wash, $8. Now Dawn Power Wash costs about $5 each. This would be $10 at Walmart. Here you can see here, $4.94 for each at Walmart. So roughly $10 at Walmart. So they're selling it for $2 less than what it costs at Walmart or Target. So you don't see a lot of this stuff locked up at the Dollar Tree or Dollar General, although there have been rumors that they're going to start locking stuff up. But the main reason is the stuff's not being stolen to resell on places like OfferUp and eBay, like grocery stores and Walmart. If somebody is shoplifting a $1.25 item, they're probably going to have to sell it for 50 cents or 75 cents, and that's probably not worth their time. So if you look on this OfferUp, most of these items are the higher price items that are not sold in the dollar store. So I think that helps dollar stores avoid theft. Also, grocery stores and major shopping centers have lower profit margins than many other types of businesses. They can't handle the high theft rates or weaker sales. If we look, for example, at Kroger, this is Kroger, one of the largest publicly traded grocery stores in the US. If we look at the net income margin, the 5-year average net income margin is only 1.48%. So for each item that's sold after deducting, now this 1.48% basically means that after accounting for the building cost, interest, and everything, they're only making 1.48% for every dollar of sales. That's a very small buffer against shoplifting and weak sales. Now let's compare it to Walmart. If we look at Walmart, Walmart has a 5-year average net margin of 2.34%. So it's a little bit stronger. And that would kind of explain why maybe they're able to stay in some of these areas longer than the grocery stores. Let's also look at Dollar General. Now, Dollar General is known for being one of the culprits for taking over these areas where there used to be grocery stores and so-called food desert areas. If we look at Dollar General, the net income margin, the 5-year average is 6.59%. That's about 5 times higher than what Kroger has. So Dollar General is probably able to handle the shoplifting and the weaker sales a little bit better than these other stores like Walmart and the grocery stores. Now, I'm using this as another example. Now, Home Depots usually aren't found in food desert areas, but if we look at the net income margin for Home Depot, the 5-year average is 10.37%. So for every $1 of sale that's lost to shoplifting, $1 of sale that's lost to shoplifting from Home Depot is about 90 cents lost. So 10% of that was profit. So only 90 cents is lost versus about 98.5 cents loss for the grocery store. Now this factors overhead costs, product costs, etc. It's not the gross margin, which is basically just the cost of the product. But there's overhead, there's employee expenses, so I'm using net margin. So to regain the loss from a single $1 item, Kroger has to sell the item 67 times. So 67 people have to buy a $1 item just to get back the 98 cents that's lost due to shoplifting, just to break even. That's not even making money. Now, Home Depot, the same situation. They lose $1 of sales to shoplifting. It will only take 9 sales to equal back the 90 cents that's lost from shoplifting. So at that point, they're just break even. So it becomes more difficult to handle the shoplifting with the lower net margin with the grocery store. And I think that's one of the reasons why they're going first. Now, besides dollar stores, also in the food desert areas, what we see are liquor stores and pawn shops. Now, these are higher margin stores. If we look at the profit margin for a liquor store, now I don't know of any publicly traded liquor store stocks, but according to this article, the profit margin would be 20 to 30%. Now, I don't know if this is net or gross, but 20 to 30% is much higher than what you're going to get with a Walmart or a grocery store. So I think this is one of the reasons why these stores stay around while the big stores leave. It has to do with the profit margin. What do you guys think? Do you guys disagree? Feel free to comment below. Thanks for watching. I have a special referral deal. Now, this deal's never been this good. Raisin, which has some of the highest yield online savings products, high yield CDs, etc., they doubled their bonus. They doubled their bonus in many different ways. So if you sign up with a high yield Raisin product with at least $5,000 and you maintain the balance of $5,000 or more for 90 plus days, you'll get a $50 bonus. But they also boosted it on 10,000. So if you do the same thing with $10,000, you'll get a $100 bonus. And you get the high FDIC insured or credit union insured yield on top of that. So we're talking probably 9% now, over 9%. For example, if you open a high yield savings account, right now the highest one is 5.26%. Add the bonus on top of that, which is a 1% bonus, but it's going to be paid out within 90 days. So if we annualize that, that's a 4% yield annualized. So add 5.26 plus 4, 9.26%. Maybe you want to do a high yield CD. Okay, the high yield CD, 5.3%, 5 months. Here's one if you want it to be very simple, 3 months, then you get your money, 5.26%. So all very good rates. So check for my link in the description for that. Make sure you keep the money there for at least 90 days and don't draw the balance down in order to get the bonus. Also, once you sign up, you'll be able to refer others and get $100 right now. So you can refer friends and family and get $100 right now. Usually it's $50. So really good deal. Too good to pass up. Check for my link in the description.